Today, I'm gonna be building the biggest triangle base in 99 Nights in the Forest. So first things first, gotta check the eyebrows. Yep, looking good. And now we're just gonna be getting a ton of wood, getting all 4 kids, and building a very nice looking triangle base. But it's also gonna be the biggest triangle base, which means the wall is not gonna be here. It's not gonna be out here, but we're gonna have the max level fire and 10 torches, so the wall's probably gonna be like out here, maybe. I'm not sure exactly how big it's gonna be, but it's gonna be big. So in order to do this, we're playing the lumberjack class, that way we can do it faster because we can sometimes get double drops on saplings, and that's basically how I'm going to be getting wood. I'm just going to take all my saplings, plant them in a group, chop down everything in existence. And when you're playing lumberjack, you also get bonus logs. So we're going to need 2 very important things. I'm going to want the strong axe, and I'm also going to want a giant sack in order to transport wood as fast as possible. So right now we're off to a decent start. We got 3 wood for a map, and we also have the level 3 fire. So let's go out and try to find something like a weapon in order to get the kids. And also thank you for the comments, because I learned that with the hammer you can actually pick up the kids' tents, and we're going to be using that to make this base really nice looking, because when the kids were just stuck in place, it was kind of hard to work around that. All right, we got the stronghold right here. I'll remember it's the top left corner of the map, which is good because this way we might be able to get the speaking of chainsaw, maybe we'll get one right here. That would be day 1 chainsaw. Come on, come on. What is that? Oh, okay, it's a tactical shotgun. It looked white for a second. All right, but that'll be useful somehow. Maybe we could use that in the stronghold, but we'll see. We do have a forest gem fragment though, so that is pretty nice. We're gonna be getting all 4 kids and all 4 beds as well, so maybe we'll even be able to take out some raids and then get more forest gem fragments and get something like the weather machine, or maybe the respawn capsule. That might be a little bit more useful. All right, there we go. We got the bunny foot. That'll give us the good sack, so we already have good tools on day 2. That's what you always want. Now we do need food as well. That's gonna be a problem, so let me get some more wood. All right, let's get the crafting bench 2, and then we'll also get a farm plot, and then we're gonna go get more wood to get a second one. That way by the time we get the crock pot, we'll have a consistent food source, and then we can really focus on just building the base. All right, there we go. So this will be consistent food. Now we just need to get fuel for our fire and better tools, more specifically the strong axe, which should be decently easy to find, as well as the giant sack, which might be a little bit harder, but I think they might be the same rarity. I'm not actually sure. It seems to me just by experience that the strong axe is a little easier, but I also do want the chainsaw, so we're most likely going to be going to the stronghold. All right, so I just found where the first kid is. I'm going to try to use my good axe since they're just wolves and not alpha wolves. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's working. Just got to be a little careful, and that does it. All right, we got a ton of fuel right here. It should bring me to fire level 4. Oh yeah, that was way more than fire level 4. Dino kid is stuck. We'll put him right there. There we go. I do not want any tents to be missing here. So now let me get some wood, and we might be able to get the crock pot already. Yeah, we should be good to get it. We just need the next crafting bench and 15 wood, which we can get. We're also going to get the regular bed. We're going to place it in a random spot for right now, but when we get the hammer, we're both going to be moving the beds and also the tents. So now let me place my crock pot down, and we're good on food. Now we just need to upgrade this fire. Got to replant my saplings, so I don't want to forget about that. We're going to need a lot of wood for this base because the walls are going to be pretty big, and you need 60 wood alone just for the torches. We also did just find the anvil, so this is good. We'll know where to make the hammer. And now we just need fuel. All right, there we go. We got 3 chairs here for some wood, fuel canister, bandage as well. We got wolf pelt, so that'll be good for the trader. There also seems to be somebody stalking me. I just don't know who. Can't really put my finger on it. You know, they're very inconspicuous. They're very good at hiding themselves. Just feel like something's watching me right now. It's just very weird feeling, you know? Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to see them. They're probably hiding way far out there with like a telescope or something. But actually, I might have enough fuel for fire level 5 already. So let's test this out. All right, very close. Let me make that biofuel processor, and then we'll finish it off with wood. All right, this should be enough. There we go. So now we can only get the second kid because I do want... Actually, you know what? Maybe I should use the tactical shotgun on the bears. That would help. Would save us a lot of time. Let me build a few things first, though. I do want compass and sundial. That'll help us a lot with navigating to go find the kids, and also knowing when to come back home in order to preserve my life, because I kind of like that. My life is pretty valuable to me. It's worth at least more than $5. But considering the fact that we're getting raided today, that means that tomorrow, about a little bit into the day, we'll be able to go get the stronghold for the first time and maybe get the chainsaw, which would help so much with this challenge. And also, when we go get the stronghold, that'll help us to get a lot of old coins, which we will need for the furniture trader, because I do want to make the inside of this base look nice as well. So before it turns day, let me start heading out to where the second kid is, and then we might get the third kid in the same day as well. All right, so far so good. Just making sure to stay far enough away, and there we go. Furniture trader's also here, so this is interesting. I think we might skip out on getting the second kid. We might go to the stronghold early or immediately, and then from that, we'll get a few coins, try to buy as much furniture as possible, and then we'll finish out the stronghold. So let me start heading out there. Might not even have too much time to do that. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be careful. I'm gonna just go to the furniture trader and buy with the coins that we have, and then we'll just do the stronghold. I did just find a bunch of coins on the way, though. We have 50 now. That might be enough to buy out his stock. Let's see. I don't need to buy anything on the right side here, because that's always there. But I think, okay, wow, he has a lot of chairs. I do need to be careful here. He has a lot of stuff. I don't have enough, so I want to buy the blue rugs. Those are always nice. Hedgerows, dude, this guy shoves hedgerows at me all the time, so I don't need those. Wooden nightstand, I guess we'll take those. So we'll take the chairs, the nightstands, the rugs, and I guess one hedgerow curved, because I don't really like the log benches. But now let's go take out the stronghold, and I'm really hoping for a chainsaw before we even get to double-digit days. That will make this 10,000 times faster, especially when you cut down these big trees. They give you 4 saplings each. All right, this is perfect. We just got the rifle, so this will probably help us a ton with the stronghold, but I'm planning to use my spear mostly. All right, last guy. There we go. So let's hopefully get a chainsaw right here. I actually do know a guaranteed way to get a chainsaw. If you look at the mythic chest with your very intense eyebrows, it will actually magically give you a chainsaw. So right now I'm flexing my eyebrows. Okay, it seems like my eyebrows are not good enough, so we're gonna have to put a Sharpie on them. But actually, the tactical shotgun's not... Actually, you know what? It's kind of good. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it here. That way, whenever I run out of ammo with this one, I can just pick up this one and get a bunch more ammo. Wait a second. Dude, no. I just made the biggest mistake of my life. No, you've got to be kidding me. No. Dude, don't tell me. Don't. No, that's a fat joke. That's the fattest joke I've ever seen in my life. Dude, I was dropping my stuff to try and make this stuff fit, so let me just pick that up right now. And I accidentally walked into the wall and dropped the second kid. Dude, there has to be a way. Dude, no, that's the stupidest thing in the world. Okay, I gotta think logically about this. We're gonna pick up all the stuff we want. Now I gotta try to, oh, no, dude. All right, well, let me drop all my stuff so I don't accidentally give a microwave to this wall. But, bro, dude. Can I, like, use my, wait, this might work? Yes, okay, we're good. That works, okay. So now let me pick up all my stuff again and never, ever do that in my entire life. Well, our fire is at 1%. Probably a good thing that we have a little bit of fuel. All right, got the boost pad. Let's use this. Go get the third kid and then the fire to max level, and then we can actually start building our walls. All right, this is good. I see a fuel canister right here and also one back here. And out of these chests, you can also get an oil barrel if you're lucky enough. Or you, oh, okay, I actually did get something. We got the giant sack. That is one of the things we really need for this. And we also have a base back here with 2 oil barrels. That is what we'll take. Medkit up top too. That will always be useful. Studies actually do show that you're 72.3 times less likely to go into bankruptcy from buying Robux if you have a medkit. 3 oil barrels. Dude, okay, we're gonna get to fire level 6 pretty much as soon as we get back home. See if we can get one out of here too. That's guaranteed fire level 6. No chance it's not. All right, well, actually, that's one of the things we needed too. We got the strong axe. So that's really good. And we also have 17... You know what? We're forming a conga line, guys. Follow after me. We're gonna go dance to the winter biome where hopefully I'll be the only one to survive. Dude, this is actually... There's so many of them. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get close to the building and then run this way. That way they all get stuck on the building and we should be good to not die. All right, yeah. We only got 1 or 2, 3 things chasing me now. All right, I'm gonna use attack on this bear right here. Should only take 2 shots. There we go. So now we're gonna get the third kid. Actually, if I can even make it down the... Yeah, okay. Well, whenever we're ready... Actually, I think we should be fine to get the third kid very soon anyway because of all the oil barrels we have. All right, let's put all our stuff down. See if this gives us fire level 6. It actually might... No, it will. There we go. All right, fire level 6 already. That's a good sign. So now, let's go get the third kid. All right, now that we have the strong axe, we can just start chopping down all our trees, putting that into the crafting bench, and we could start getting some progress on our wall. Or actually, no, we need to build torches first. That's what we need. Then we can do the wall. Because right now we have a decent sized base, but with 10 torches, I might be able to get it pretty much out here. All right, we do need more scrap, but so far we have about 3 torches. So we're gonna put 1 for each of the kids, and I did forget to go get the 4th kid. But because I have the boost pad, actually, no, I don't want to risk it. So tonight, just gonna focus on making the base look better. Or actually, I need the hammer for that. So I'm just gonna use my strong axe and get the trees around the base. That way we're safe, but it is a little slower than the chainsaw. All right, got the key. We also got the pelt. Take an oil barrel. Now let me get the first, okay, mythic chest right here. That is what we want. Chainsaw, please. All right, let me flex my eyebrows at you intensely. Okay, maybe I have very thin eyebrows, but now let's go to the furniture trader really quick. But before we go to get the furniture trader's furniture, we always have to make a free throw right here. Aim right there. Boom. We totally made it in. I have no idea how it bounced over there, but I guess it just must have been that good of a shot, you know? NBA highlights probably gonna show up, you know, just a dude playing Roblox. Watch ESPN if you want to see that. Let's see what we got here. We got sunflowers. We want those. The hedgerow intersections, I'm just gonna not get those. I never really used them that well. So we're gonna get the camping chairs, the signpost, trellises, and also the icy throne, fishbowl, and snowman. And we also do need a lot of scrap for the torches, so I'm looking for that right now. Well, it also turns out tonight the deer was hungry, so maybe we're just gonna stay out here for a little bit. All right, this deer apparently really wants to kill me. Sir, it is not that big of a deal. You can eat any other animal. I've seen you do it in a cutscene. All right, now let's head out a little bit further, get some more scrap, and then we should be good to have all of our torches. That's what we need the scrap for right now. All right, we actually have our first forest gem now, so that's good. We have a bunch of oil barrels to put off to the side if we need more fuel. Fourth kit is back at the base, and we have way more than enough scrap and wood to get the last 7 torches. So let me drop our furniture first, then we'll put the torches around the kids' tents. We'll move these, but I'm just putting them here for right now, and then I'll put the last 2 just back here. And now the wall goes out, I think about where I said, about right here. So pretty big for a triangle base. Now, this is going to be interesting because we're going to be using log walls, so I need to find a point and somehow figure out to make a nice 45-degree angle. That way it doesn't look bad. And I also got to figure out, how do I want this door to look? Because where am I going to put it? At one of the points, or maybe even on one of the sides? Got to figure that out. Now, we have a ton of wood right here, so we'll put this all into the crafting table, and we might be able to get started on a decent portion of this wall. And I'm also thinking I might want to include some shelves on the outside, because I do think that would add a little bit of some looks to it, but I'm just gonna have to think a little bit, and then I'll let you know what I want to do. So far, I have this very tactical and beautiful design, and I'm thinking if we have a door right here, this kind of just looks like a flat wall. So instead, I want to make a door right here. That way the doorway is a little bit more narrow, and you see the 45-degree angle. And then on the outside, we'll put some shelving going along here with some very nice items, as well as maybe some furniture too, because we'll have a bunch of space right here to do whatever we want, because these are going to be touching the outer edges of the walls, and then the outer edge should be like right here, giving us this room to work with. So that is what we want to do. But I do also want to get the oil drill, because I don't want to be worrying about fuel for this run. So I just need a little bit more scrap, and then we can really get started on the wall. And also we can use the scrap that I go get for the crafting bench level 5 and whatever else we might craft. But let me also get the hammer real quick. I don't want to forget about that. Okay, we're making the hammer, but I'm gonna head back to base after this, just because it's turning nighttime, and then we'll go get more scrap. Well, taking a slight detour. Today the furniture trader's in town, so let's see what he's got. Colorful fairy light single, not bad. 4 purple pillows. I could try to find a way to use those. Mossy trellises and 2 signposts. Now that I have the hammer though, I do want to start getting some furniture. Like, we can get the basketball hoop. That is always nice to have in the base. And then whatever we see, we could use that as well. Oil drill, we are gonna have that go into the lake so that these fishes will have something to drink other than water. It is pretty annoying drinking the same thing every day. We also now have a massive pile of wood. This might be enough for at least half of the base, but we'll see. And with that, we have 160 wood now. So let me replant these saplings and we'll start building our wall. But I want to figure out where we're gonna put the door. That way we can figure out pretty much everything else pretty easy. I'm thinking here would be a good spot. If I do it back there, the billboard's in the way. If I do it this way, you're facing the back of the crafting bench. This way wouldn't be too bad, but I do like this way just a little bit better. So let's make a bunch of walls and we'll start. That first thing we need though is that perfect 45-degree angle. Without that, this base is nothing. So let's see, is this our 45-degree angle? We're gonna get rid of these eventually. It's just gonna be a guide for us. Is this a 45-degree angle? I don't know how in the world I could tell. Maybe I could put like a protractor on my monitor, but I do not have one of those. So let's see, if we just keep going that way, how would that look? If I go straight, let me try to do this. If I aim this way and I go in first person mode, if I try to align myself straight and I just keep walking until I hit the edge, and I hit the edge right here. Is that straight? Okay, that's not exactly straight. Maybe I could just do this and I could look. Yeah, okay, this is straight. So if I go all the way back out here, the wall is gonna cut right through the base. So we actually need maybe less than a 45-degree angle. So that way the base extends out to where we want it to. So let's pick it up and try a different angle. So like right here, and then bring this one in a little bit as well, and right here. So if I just keep going straight and then I look backwards, we'll see where this lets us end up. So let's look straight at it. It goes through the billboard, or actually no, it goes to right here. So right here is still not what I want. So I do need to make this angle even smaller. This going straight will take us right back there. This going straight will take us through the oil barrels, but we can also move those. So this should be good enough. Now let's start moving this triangle back, and we gotta make sure it stays straight. We can't be curving it, can't be messing with it. We need this to be the biggest triangle base. I also forgot, day 99 is a thing. This This is a beautiful view, by the way. I have no idea the cinematography, how they did it. Oh, this is just even nicer. Don't you see just how the rock shimmers at a nice 13 p.m.? That afternoon lighting is really nice. All right, so far, here's what we have. We're gonna take out these walls up here for the door, but we are building a nice start to the triangle base. I am getting raided though, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna craft the log walls that we can, and then take out the raid and then continue this. And I also replanted all my saplings, so we should have a decent enough supply of wood to get this done within a few days. All right, we're getting close to finishing this wall right here. So let's see. Gonna pick up these front two, and that's a pretty small door, but it actually might look pretty nice. And then we could have the shelves going along the sides right here. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Now let me go place these log walls, and then we'll place the shelves. And then on these shelves, we're gonna be putting some very nice, valuable items. That way our base looks very nice. Want to show off the pumpkins, maybe even cultist gems if we save those. But I want to show off some very nice, bright looking colors. All right, so here's what we have so far. 2 on each side. You could decently see the things as long as you could see through them. So maybe we'll save the bigger objects for the back, smaller objects in the front, and we will see how this goes. All right, we're just about at the edge with this wall, making sure that it's still straight-ish, and that is the edge. Cannot be, wait, maybe? Okay, I can't even fit another one if we squeeze it in. And as for this side over here, maybe we could squeeze one in, or maybe not. Yeah, it seems like we're not gonna be able to do that. So we have the first 2 walls done, and we actually have a lot more log walls, so we're gonna be close to being done. But it does look pretty cool so far. So now let's connect these 2 points, and we'll have the triangle shape. All right, here's what we got so far. These 2 walls done, and these ones are coming together. So now I might as well start placing a little bit of furniture, since we do have the general shape of what we want. So first things first, we're gonna pick up the kids' tents, and we're gonna put them into 2 corners. We're gonna put the boys into one corner and the girls into the other corner. So we'll put the squid kid right here, then the dino kid facing diagonally right here, and we'll make a nice little boys corner back here, and then we'll do the same thing with the girls tents and make a girls corner over there. So we'll put Kraken kid right here and Koala kid right here. Very, very nice. It is nice that you can move the tents now, because they were really just in the way and hard to work around for a while. We're also gonna pick up all these torches. We're just gonna place them back in a group over here, because I'm not sure where I want to put them yet. My trap is working though. We got some damage on the crossbow guy right here, and then it just takes 1 morning star hit and they're pretty much dead. Now, not all of them went through the door, but I think half of them did. And all these trees are gonna go right now. So now we're more than good enough to get the wall finished. Okay, 177 wood. We're only gonna make a few walls for right now, because I don't want to waste the wood that we have. All right, getting close. I think I just need 2 more, and we're done with the triangle part of the base. Gonna squeeze this one in a little bit, and then we'll do the same thing with this one, and the triangle is complete. Looks very nice, but the inside is what we need to focus on now. So let's start out with setting up the boys side and the girls side by using the beds as well. So now we gotta figure out what else do we want to put back there. We're gonna have to separate all this. So now, okay, hold up. Kevin is going with the boys. I don't care what you say. Kevin is going with the boys. So we're gonna drop him here, and we need to find his seat. There it is. All right, we got Kevin's chair. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave him back here for now. We're not gonna place him just yet, but we're gonna make the rest of it, and then we'll find a good place for Kevin to chill. Quite literally a place for him to chill. Oh, the hoop, that's going for the boys. That too. Okay, we're putting that right over here as well. Now the fish we're gonna give to the girls. That way they can actually find Nemo. All right, all our furniture is sorted so far. Now we gotta figure out where to put it all. We have 2 nightstands. So what I want to do is I want to give each of these smaller beds a nightstand. That way it's a little bit more equal with the kids who have the giant beds. All right, so that looks pretty nice. Now let's take our blue rugs and we'll put that over here for the boys. Actually, the girls do have the blue bed, but I still do think that the blue rugs would belong over here. So let's put them back here a little bit jagged, but like this. Got some fairy lights. That's going straight over to the girls' side. Actually, I have a really good idea for what I want to do with the girls' side. We're going to put the fairy light right here. Then we're going to go grab all of our purple pillows and make a nice little hangout corner. So we'll put one right here, third one here, and the fourth one right here. Not perfectly symmetrical, but that it looks nice. And then in the center, we will put Nemo. And that does look very nice. Now what I also want to do is take one of these torches and we'll put it in the back corner because it is a little dark. There we go. The raiders are also coming through our entranceway. So we got one guy down, 2 more coming through. That's good. Haven't taken any damage yet. So seems like it's working decently, but a few of them still do stay outside. Now let's see. We have some signposts. We're gonna put the purple signpost for the koala kid and the red signpost for the dino kid. We have some sunflowers and also trellises and a hedgerow curved. So we're gonna keep these off to the side for a farm. And now now we have an absolute insane amount of chairs. These are all chairs and we do not have tables. So I'm not sure what we can do. I might just have to hope that we get a table from the furniture trader. And now actually, in the meantime, let's build our farm because this is a little small. But first, let's build the outline so it should be a little bit easier. We can put it off to the left right here since there's a lot of open space. Put some trellises in a straight line. No way. Dude, dude, hold up. We're making a triangle farm too. This is gonna look nice. So we're gonna take this trellis, we're gonna pick that up, and then we're gonna take these trellises and pick that and put that right there, and then right here, and then just try to connect it to each other like this and like this. Now that is absolutely tiny. So instead, we're gonna have this be more open and have it be like this. And if we can get any more trellises to close it off, we will have that. But for right now, this is what we got. So let's pick up our farm plots, and I want to have something where the campfire is the main focus, or the crock pot. So crock pot could go right here, and the farm plots could kind of surround it in a triangle shape. So let's build some more farm plots. Build 4 for now. Oh, this looks perfect. Wait a second. That won't fit. I just realized that will not fit. We're gonna have to expand the farm out even one more, and even then, this does not fit. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to pick up these two, and then if we expand it out one more, we could make a line right here, and this still would look pretty nice though. I do like the design, but we'll see if we can even get that. For now, we're gonna tuck our farm plots with the biofuel processor. Now let's take our sunflowers and put them in a triangle pattern in the farm. So we'll have 2 on the corners right here, not really corners, but we'll just have 2 opposite each other like this, and then 1 in the front right here. Very nice, very agricultural, very ergonomic. Not really. Trying to look for the right word. Very architectural. That's not the right word either. It looks very nice. Now let's take some of our torches and put them in a triangle in the farm as well. So we'll do 1 right here, just barely behind the crock pot. Crock pot should fit back here. And then a torch here, torch right here. And we got triangles on triangles in this base. But I did just hear the furniture trader, so let's go hit him up, see what he's got. Hopefully some tables. He does not have tables. He does have hedgerows. We can use those. Bookshelves, some more flowers, barrel, and a yellow signpost. So not bad, but we do need tables, which actually, rather than relying on the furniture trader for tables, we can just go out into other houses and use those tables. And now let's go get ourselves some tables where we could build an extremely long dinner table right here for everybody, the whole family to eat at. That would connect the base and make it look a lot more, I don't know the exact word, but it would work better in tandem. It would be synchronous. That would be a nice word to describe it. Now we just gotta go find houses. There's one right there. Perfect. So we'll grab this table right here as well as this skinny one. And there should be more skinny ones back here. We also get this big rug. Now the nightstand. Okay, this is interesting. We can pick up these fruit stands. I wonder how we can use those. Maybe we could have them around the farm and we could put some of our vegetables on them. All right, we just got our second forest gem. So what that means, we can make the crafting bench. We could already do that, but we can also make one of these. Now the days don't matter too much. Weather, not really that big of a deal. So the respawn capsule is what we're gonna get. We just need 4 more wood. Now we don't really need these saplings anymore, but just in case we're gonna plant them, but outside the base. All right, with this, I have made the world's most creepy smiley face, and I think that's perfect. But now we'll put all our tables back here. For the fruit stands, we're gonna put these on the sides just like this, or maybe what will be even better is that we could use these as the walls that we need. So we could put them right here. Actually, that doesn't even make it a triangle. I have to cut it in a little bit more. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up these torches and move them into this corner right here, giving us a little bit more room. And then the fruit stands are gonna cut in a little bit closer. So just like this. And that's actually gonna look a lot nicer. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick up some of our carrots and we'll just put them on the fruit stand like this. Now we'll pick up some of our corn and put that on this one right here. Wait, I can't even pick them up anymore. Apparently when you put these on here, you just cannot pick up your fruits. And I also need to eat something. All right, I just got a cooler while I was out looting. So we're gonna put that back here. We're gonna get Kevin's seat. We're gonna put him right in the corner, just like this. Then we'll put him next to his seat and he will be chilling with the cooler by the boys' base, or the boys' side. Now for the hoop, we're gonna put that not towards the dining table, but towards the farm. That way, this trellis acts a little bit like a fence to keep the ball from rolling too far. And if you want to watch the game, go ahead and do that. We have a couple chairs for you to watch. Now for the rest of our fruit stands, I think I'm just gonna put them like this. We'll take a couple of our pumpkins and also some corn and carrots. And just as I was doing that, the furniture trader's back. So let's go check what he's got. I'm hoping for some more tables. Okay, no tables. We got some yellow camping chairs. We'll actually use those. I don't want the benches or the intersections. Hedgerow curved, we won't need those. So we're just gonna buy the blue bells as well. So we'll take the blue flag flowers, and we'll put them around the giant bed, right at the foot of the bed, adding a little bit of decoration. Then our camping chairs, we're just gonna add that right here. It's also good that they're yellow, so it matches. Even matches the Squid Kids tent. Very nice. Now we have even more fruit stands, but I don't think I want to add more. I feel like that would make it look a little bit worse, so we're just gonna put these off to the side. We do have more nightstands as well, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up each of these bookshelves and move them off to the side, giving us room for the nightstand. All right, now let's make our very long kitchen table. Or not even a kitchen table, our dining table. We have 3 total regular tables, so it is pretty long already. But if I do something like this, where I kind of squeeze these into each other, then we get an extra bit of length. And we do have an extra table, but we're not going to use it just yet. So now we just need to put a bunch of chairs around here, which we do have a bunch of chairs. All right, so far this looks very nice. And we only have 1 chair left over, so we'll also put that off to the side. And this base is looking really cool. We have a boys side, we have a girls side, we have a dining table in the middle. Very nice looking farm. Let me actually pick up a couple carrots, and then we'll put that right here with the corn, unless this is stuck. Okay, no, we got that. And there we go. We have carrots, corn and pumpkins. Let me grab this pumpkin right here, and looks nice. So this base is looking really cool. I actually do like it a lot. And I just realized 2 things. Each of the kids' tents are triangles, and these signposts have triangles right on the end. There's a square right here and a triangle. So this is looking very nice. Still do need that 4 wood for the respawn capsule though, so we're gonna go get that. And with that, we have the respawn capsule, which we'll put by the entrance of the base. Gotta make sure we charge it too, so we'll use the coldest gem, and we're good. All right, we got a few more things. Got the radar, and then I also got a freezer, just so we have more stuff towards the front of the base, because it was a bit empty. What in the world? I just found a basketball out. Well, I don't even see where a hoop is. I don't know how it got over here. But we have a basketball right here. Did it just spawn with the hoop? I have no idea, but we're keeping that. We also got 24 pieces of meat, and we can actually get a little bit more right here. Our traps are starting to break, but let's cook all this, and then let's shove it in here. We'll grab this one just to clean up the base, and now we have a freezer. Not entirely. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. I think it is full. No, I genuinely think we filled the freezer at this point. Yeah, okay, I guess it is full, so we'll eat these. Now what I want to do is add some food to our table back there. So we're gonna put some stews. We're also gonna grab 1 pumpkin, because I don't know one family that doesn't just have that one person who eats an entire pumpkin, including the stem too. That happens to me pretty much every dinner. I think that happens most of the time in all families. We're also gonna give 1 person a med kit, because my cooking will most likely kill somebody, just because I do not wash my hands after dealing with uranium, and then I start cooking. Then we're gonna get some corn for the people who like to eat corn, and there we go. We have a nice, full, pretty normal and average American family dinner. Now let me take all of the blueprints we haven't used, and we're gonna put them outside the base, and with this will be our triangle base. Actually, no, we need one last thing. We need to fill up these shelves with something nice. I also do have 9 oil barrels, so I think I want to do something with that. I want to make a tower of oil barrels, and we'll put it right here. So let's see, we'll put 3 in a row and then 4 in a row. Now we'll put 3 on top of that, just like this, and then 2 on top of these. There we go. All right, now we just need 1 more oil. Oh wait, okay, we got it. I guess it literally just spit one out. And then we'll put this last one right on top. Gotta be careful. And there we go. All right, we now have a very decent pile of valuable stuff for the outside of our base. All right, I'm gonna place all my last bit of furniture right here, except for these hedgerows. We don't need those. Wooden table, we already got our table set up. The magnolia though, we will add to the koala kids bed, and then a fairy light archway. We could put that right here, but then we do have to move this single one, and we'll put it right here as a light for the bed. So now let me get rid of these blueprints by throwing them off into another nation. Hopefully they don't have any laws against this, otherwise we're going to war. And now let's place all of our valuable stuff. Let's actually separate it though. All right, here we go. We got like 7 microwaves, 4 engines, bunch of fuel, 1 washing machine, tires, and oil barrels. So I gotta figure out how I want to put this. I'm thinking of putting all the fuel on one side and then scrap on the other. So let's see how that goes. Put the oil barrels back here, and then the fuel canisters we'll put right here. Then we're gonna grab our engines and our microwaves. All right, that looks pretty good. Now what I do want to do is put these 2 engines up top instead of down low, and then we'll put some tires underneath the engines. That'll actually match too, because it is car themed. So put some tires down here. You can actually fit quite a bit. And now for the oil barrels, in order to finish those off, we actually have 2 more right here, the perfect amount. And I do want to go get more fuel canisters just to really fill the shelves. So probably gonna need about 3 to 5 more. Okay, we only needed 3. We'll just put the rest right here. Engines should be good. Okay, 1 of them fell off. All right, that's not perfect, but we'll go with that. So here is the tour of our triangle base. Coming in, we have the top corner of the triangle, complete with a bunch of valuables that do make the base look a little bit nicer. We have a bunch of fuel, oil barrels that love going all over the place. And coming in, we have some things that are nice for utility, like our lightning rod, radar that we didn't use, but it just looks cool, respawn capsule, which I actually did use once, a nice freezer with all the food that we can need, and an oil barrel cup stack, because who doesn't want that? Then, over to our left, we have our very nice farm, which is also in the shape of a triangle. We have sunflowers in the shape of a triangle, torches in the shape of a triangle, and the walls itself are in the shape of a triangle. Then, coming back here, we have our boys side, where we have basketball, where the ball is deflate. Oh wait, no, okay, I thought it was going through the ground. But you could play basketball against Squid Kid and Dino Kid. Squid Kid actually kind of looks like he'd be a good referee with the shirt he's got. Then we have our base back here. We have the tents, the beds, nightstands, and even my boy Kevin, who is sitting back here and chilling. Had to pay him $20,000 a second just to appear in this video. Then in the center, we have a nice family dinner table with stew, corns, a whole pumpkin for whoever wants to eat that, and a med kit for the one person who's guaranteed to be sick. Oh, would you look at that? Is my cousin Ricky. Ricky and I don't get along very well. Then lastly, back here, we have our girls side, where we have the beds with some flowers, some nice lighting, and a nice little reading corner or hangout area back here with Nemo himself. I actually had to pay him $15,000 a minute to show up in this video. He is very expensive. But with that, that is the biggest triangle base in 99 Nights in the Forest. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video right here.